Hi everyone, welcome to the Movie Reception Show. My name's Fariba. I know it's been such a long time since I've done a reaction video. I've been really busy and I'm hopefully I'll be able to do a quick video as to what's been going on with my life. But I have reawakened, or at least the channel has reawakened because if you guys aren't aware, there's a new Hunger Games book that came out earlier this year, back in March. It's called Sunrise on the Reaping. It's the one that is going to be based on Haymitch's game, and it's actually one of the stories that has been well requested by a lot of fans. And of course, last year Lionsgate didn't take too long to announce that there's going to be a movie adaptation for it, and I'm actually very excited to see this film. Just because if you are someone who has actually read the books, you would know that the 50th anniversary or the Second Quarter Quill, which is the one that Haymitch was participated in, that's actually one of the deadliest Hunger Games out there. I never thought there was going to be a time that we're going to see this. I mean, if you were to ask me like 10 years ago and ask Fariba, like, teenage Fariba would be like, oh, there's going to be a Haymitch Hunger Games as a movie, I'll be like, I don't believe you, because of course Suzanne Collins, wasn't that kind of person who initially wanted to do all these prequels, but then it's like now we're finally getting these kinds of stories. And I have actually read the book, and I cannot even tell you just how I felt about it after I finished it. And I honestly am surprised because even though the movie itself doesn't come out for another whole year, we actually got a first teaser trailer for the film. And so I'm going to do what I did last year or 2 years ago when we had Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. I'm going to do a reaction video here, of course, but then hopefully sometime later today, maybe we'll see if I'll do a breakdown video. So, but yeah, I don't want to wait any longer. I want to see how this new movie looks. So without further ado, let's get right down into the first trailer for Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. Oh my god, that's Drusilla. Okay. Oh my god.
Welcome, Panem, to the glorious reaping of District 12.
Oh, what a contrast. Very ominous. Even more ominous. That's the arena. Oh
Twice
god,
the number
I'm
of
excited about
tributes.
this.
Twice the glory.
Okay, interesting costumes. I saw these set photos.
It's time
It's kind of like too.
for the Second Quarter Quell.
McKenna, oh my god, I cannot wait for Miss Selly.
Let the 50th Hunger Games begin!
Oh my god. Oh no!
I think these games are gonna be different.
Okay, so that was the first trailer for Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping, and yeah, it's exactly what I expect. I mean, I was really shocked with a few of the visuals that they actually showed, and I'm just gonna hold off of talking about them until I do a little bit more of a breakdown video of it. I mean, hopefully I can maybe do this later tonight to kind of give an idea of what's happening in each of the scenes. I mean, there's a couple of scenes where I can really tell, oh my god, they're actually going to execute the story. And then other parts I'm like, okay, I think I have a clear idea, but generally speaking, I think the trailer's already doing justice as to what I was anticipating for what I would imagine this Hunger Games is going to look like. It looks as though that with the arena, they are very on point with the details of what the arena looked like, at least what was described in the book. And I mean, if you are someone who has actually read the novels, like Sunrise of the Reaping is a little bit more of a detailed account of what happened with Haymitch's game. But the first time we actually got a lot of these details were revealed in the Catching Fire book. So it's not like we didn't really know a lot of things. Of course, the Catching Fire movie never really showed those details, but I think now kind of like looking at this, 10 years later, over 10 years actually, because I think Catching Fire was like, 2013. I think just looking back on it, that may have been a wise decision, just because if there was something that they may have shown about Haymitch's games back in the Catching Fire movie, then it may have kind of hurt the chances of actually doing something with the film itself, the Sunrise on the Reaping Sunrise on the Reaping movie, and maybe there's some things that, or some details that wouldn't be exact, as well as the fact that, it'll be a little awkward to have somebody else play Haymitch and then see, okay, now we have a different actor playing him. It would have been a little bit too awkward. So I think it worked out in Francis Lawrence's favor that this was the case. I kind of do wonder if they already knew, maybe like 10 years ago, that there was going to be a Haymitch book or something. I don't know. That's all speculations, but the trailer itself really hones in a lot of things. I mean, this is just a trailer, right? I mean, this is just giving an idea of what this movie is going to look like. I think what's also incredible is that the trailer comes exactly 10 years after Mockingjay Part 2 was released in theaters, and then I think we're actually a year away from the release of Sunrise on the Reaping, so the timing just really worked out. So it just made a lot more sense to have it released today, just because of how important this date is. But just watching the trailers, you already get a clear sense of what this arena is going to look like. I already know what the arena is. I mean, I'm going to give a hint that, Lutz can be deceiving. But we do see the meadow, we do see the volcano. We actually see the volcano eruption at the end of the trailer, which again, I'll talk a little bit more about in the breakdown video. But yeah, this is exactly what I anticipated this movie was going to be. Joseph Zeta looks incredible as Haymitch. I mean, he's really embodying kind of like who this broody, badass rebellion version of Haymitch is looking like. And so we kind of get the sense of that. We see his love interest, Lenore, which is gonna be it's gonna be something. But we do see Lenore. It's kind of incredible because we do see snippets of a lot of the characters. So what this trailer really focuses on is the visuals of the arena, as well as some of the characters that will be very important. We see Plutarch, we see Jesse Plemons Plutarch, we see Elle Fanning's Elfie Trinket, we even see Ralph Fiennes as President Snow. So we see a quick glimpse of him as his middle-aged version, and by this point he's already the president. So we do see that. There's gonna be more of that, of course, if you've read the book. But yeah, I mean, this is just a quick trailer, a teaser trailer for a sense. I think the only voiceover that we hear of is Glenn Close's Drusilla and Woody Harrelson's voice, but although it does seem as though that it's just a snippet from one of the previous movies, so it's not exactly as though this is like a new, this is anything new that we're hearing of. But yeah, I'm very excited to see this film. I'm excited to do a whole breakdown of this. It's really, I think everything about it is perfect. I wish this movie would have been rated R. I wish it would have been rated R. Right now, I think it's not rated yet because those ratings don't come until like much closer to the release. I wish this could have been an R-rated movie, but it does seem so that will. I think from what I'm aware of, almost all the movies have been PG-13. I think they're going to stick to that, especially if they want to kind of cater towards the young adult audience, and a lot of them are teens, so some of them would not be able to watch it if it was rated R. But also, it's like, I know that, given the content of the book, and considering the fact that this is one of the brutalest, one of the most bloodiest, like, Hunger Games out there, because this is actually the second Court of Quells, so the second Court of Quells when they actually double the amount of tributes that would be reaped and, compete in the Hunger Games, that there's even more at stake. So, I mean, Haymitch winning this game was no easy feat whatsoever, and of course, this is not really a spoiler. Haymitch wins the game. This is kind of already known. Like, I mean, again, this is just how the Hunger Games movies are like, up until the 74th, right? That was the first time that, there was actually two winners, but before that there was only one winner, and we know that Haymitch wins the 50th version, and that one causes a lot of emotional trauma to him. And I mean, as I said, there's a lot of things that this trailer shows that, kind of gets us ready for. I do see the Flint Strikers, so that was really cool to see. I mean, that's something that was already hinted at in the book. I mean, the book cover has it. I believe the poster has it as well. That's the one where you have one end of the snake and the other end being, I think, the Mockingjay. Did not see a whole lot of Mockingjays, although that's kind of a key thing. And again, we'll probably see this maybe in like a new trailer or something. But considering the fact that we are still a whole year away, I mean, it makes a lot of sense why they didn't reveal too much other than the games, some of the characters, and that's kind of about it, right? The games, the characters. I'm gonna imagine that probably by CinemaCon, we'll probably get another trailer. I mean, that's what happened with Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. That was actually when we got the first trailer for Songbirds and Snakes. And then we had some following ones after that. I would imagine that CinemaCon will be where we're gonna have a far more fleshed out trailer, maybe more dialogue, kind of get a sense of Haymitch talking, like a young Haymitch, not just a Woody Harrelson voiceover that we just heard. And then maybe perhaps even showing a little bit more of his, of his story before going into the games. I mean, there's that part, and then of course there's some things post with that. I don't know what's gonna contain. We'll see about that. But yeah, I think this is a very good first trailer just to get us hyped up, just to kind of remind everyone, especially those who haven't read the books or follow the Hunger Games, that hey, by the way, there's another Hunger Games coming a year from now exactly. But also, given the circumstance of how this trailer was released, this is also kind of a celebration of Hunger Games. Again, Mockingjay Part 2 came out exactly 10 years ago. We're now exactly a year away from the release of Sunrise on the Reaping. And now, one of the most requested stories that a lot of people wanted to see adapted is finally coming. And I don't think a lot of us are ready for it, especially if you read the books. But yeah, again, a really great first trailer, kind of giving a sense of of the arena, the players, the games, Haymitch's story that we're about to see. But yeah, now that we've seen the first teaser trailer, whether you are someone who's a fan of Hunger Games or not, I'm very curious to see what your reaction is having seen the first teaser trailer. For someone who has read the books, is this what you imagine the games are going to look like? What do you think about some of the younger versions that we see in this movie, like Ralph Fiennes, Jesse Plemons, Elle Fanning? What are your impressions of Joseph Seta as a young Haymitch? Again, we don't get to see him really talk a lot because it's just, lots of quick snippets. But what are your first impressions so far? For those who have not read the books, what do you think about this Hunger Games? Are you excited to see it? Are you curious to see what Haymitch's game looks like? Are you now curious to actually read the book itself? Let me know your comments down below and make sure to like and subscribe.